Okay, the vertices of the trig hexagon always start with tangent on the left, and then we use our quotient identity. Tangent is sine divided by cosine, and then the reciprocals go on the diagonals. So the reciprocal of tangent is cotangent, the reciprocal of sine is cosecant, the reciprocal of cosine is secant, and then we have our 1 in the middle. Okay, number 21 asks us if tangent of x equals negative 1/3 and cosine of x is less than 0, find all 6 trig functions. So we're going to start by putting the value we were given, the tangent, which is negative 1/3 on our trig hexagon, and the reciprocal of tangent is cotangent, so the reciprocal of negative 1/3 is negative 3. So now we know the cotangent. And in order to find one of these others, we're going to need our Pythagorean identities. And they're the flat-topped triangles. To avoid having to use this fraction in the Pythagorean identity, instead of tangent, I'm going to do the Pythagorean identity with cotangent. So my identity is 1 squared plus cotangent squared equals cosecant squared of x. And I'm going to substitute in negative 3 for my cotangent. So 1 plus negative 3 squared equals cosecant squared. And to square it, we need parentheses around that negative, so that's a 9. Plus 1 is 10. Equals cosecant squared, and then we're going to square root both sides to get the cosecant of x by itself, and that's equal to plus or minus the square root of 10. To know whether to use the plus or the minus, we need to figure out which quadrant we're in. And going back up to our given information, we know that the cosine is negative and that the tangent is negative. So using our acronym, all students take calculus. The quadrant where tangent is negative and cosine is negative is here in quadrant 2. So sine is positive in quadrant 2, and its reciprocal, the reciprocal of sine is cosecant, that's also positive. So we're going to use the positive in our square root. So the cosecant then is positive square root of 10. Okay, then to find the secant, since tangent and cosecant make a hinge, they're a product and they total secant in the middle. So we multiply negative 1/3 times the square root of 10 to get negative square root of 10 over 3. Then if we do our reciprocal of cosecant to get sine, the reciprocal of the square root of 10 is square root of 10 over 10 when we rationalize that denominator. And then we would do another product identity, sine times cotangent is cosine. So we multiply negative 3 times the square root of 10 over 10 to get negative 3 root 10 over 10. And now we've found the exact value of all 6 of the trig functions.